In 1998, Pyro Studios released their first game, Commandos, Behind Enemy Lines, a first-of-its-kind video game. It featured a squad of commandos whom the player had to navigate through maps filled with Nazi soldiers to accomplish various missions.
Understood, sir.
Gameplay was heavily stealth-based, encouraging crawling, disguises, distractions,
Guten Tag.
silent kills, and hiding bodies.
Okay.
If you ask the internet for more games like Commandos, you'll get a plethora
Would you say I have a plethora?
of titles, many of which are categorized under the real-time tactics genre, which, if you look at these titles, are difficult to distinguish from real-time strategy games. The main difference being that RTS games feature classic resource management and base and unit building, I guess. But the Commandos games and those like them are nothing like most real-time tactics games. They need their own Commandos-like genre. January 10 of 2023, Mimimi Games, makers of Shadow Tactics and Desperados III, issued a statement that their genre of games, including their upcoming Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew, should henceforth be categorized as stealth strategy games. And I think it worked. Many reviews for Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew labeled Mimimi's new game as stealth strategy. Speaking of those reviews, they're consistently glowing. The Cursed Crew has received top scores from many game sites. But what are the characteristics of a legitimate Commandos-like or stealth strategy game? Here's my assessment.
Okay.
1. They use only handcrafted maps. No procedural levels. 2. They provide all the information you need. No surprises. No hidden enemies. No fog of war. It's about using what you know about the map, what you know about the enemy, and what you know about your tools and characters to figure out a working plan or strategy. The solutions will end up being diverse and creative.
An elegant death.
Very immersive sim-like. 3. Their gameplay is predominantly stealth-based.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Loud shootouts and clashes are rare
Found you!
and usually precede loading a quick save more often than a triumphal "nailed it." 4. They're real-time play, not turn-based, but may feature a pause button for issuing commands to your characters. 5. The characters will have disparate skills, giving each unique advantages and disadvantages in different situations. 6. Player point of view is always isometric or overhead. Never first or third person except in cutscenes. 7. And most notably, enemy vision cones. The hallmark of a true stealth strategy or Commandos-like game. This means games like Invisible Ink or Satellite Rain fall into some other genre. They're not Commandos-like enough. So, if we accept this criteria, there are, by my count, exactly 13 stealth strategy games ever released. Apologies if I've overlooked one. There's a 10-year gap here, and the only reason it's not bigger is because Mimimi revived the genre with Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun, and most of the entries in the genre since have come from them. Remember when I pointed out how glowing the reviews were for Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew? Despite that, the game has only sold an estimated 66,000 copies on Steam. Probably related to that, Mimimi issued a heartbreaking statement at the end of August this year, stating, "The Cursed Crew will be Mimimi's final game. Production costs are growing faster than potential revenues. Whenever our games got close to release, a new fight for funding of following projects started. This makes me sad. For the developers, for the company, and the future of the genre they've defined over the last 7 years. I truly wish them well. While it's uncertain if anyone will carry their torch after them, or if other developers will match Mimimi's quality and creativity, there is one other game you should consider. I lied when I said there were only 13 stealth strategy games made. In 2015, 15 months before Mimimi's Blades of the Shogun, Skilltree Studios released Crooks, the Big Heist, which appears to have made just under 40,000 Steam sales in the last 8 years. Not great. It's understandable if you've never heard of it. It never shows up on any Commandos-like lists, but it's a perfect match for the stealth strategy genre. Handcrafted maps, all the information up front, including the audible range of tripped alarms, stealth-based, real-time action, disparate characters with distinct skills, overhead POV, and of course, vision cones. And it's good. Really good. It rates very positive on Steam with a whopping 201 reviews. Notice how similar the graph for licenses sold matches the graph for total reviews. I thought that was interesting, but not surprising. The idea is you're a team of professional heisters in groovy 1970s San Francisco who stumble onto a nefarious plan, and the only way to stop it is through a series of heists. Levels include primary and secondary objectives, including safes and strong boxes to crack and briefcases to swipe for money, needed to buy tools for later missions. Some door locks can be picked, while others need to be opened with pressure plates elsewhere on the map. There are security guards, laser sensors, electrified floors, security cameras, and switches. It requires team coordination,
Alright, I'm ready.
situation analysis, and creative problem solving. Classic stealth strategy. The game also has 3 really unique mechanics that set it apart from other stealth strategy games. First, no killing. It's not even an option. There are no guns. There are no lethal tools. And there's no permanent knockouts. Rufus can knock out guards and later gains the ability to knock out armored guards, but he has to stand over them, otherwise they'll get up after a short time and search for their assailant. Second, your characters have pockets and can carry tools. Player's choice what they carry, but space is limited and each tool is exhausted after one use. Some tools can be found lying around the map. Partisans 1941 is the only other Commandos-like I know of that also includes loadout options. A few examples of tools. If your crew is spotted by cameras or guards, your heat level will increase. Too much, and the mission fails. Plus, you get a stealth bonus at the end of each level for non-detection. The video magnet will erase footage at a camera terminal, decreasing your heat. The noise emitter is your typical distraction device. But used together with the door blocker spray glue, you can trap guards in rooms, eliminating them for the rest of the level. My favorite tactic.
Hey! Open up!
The gas door trap will trigger when anyone opens a door, knocking them out for a ton. The explosive charge will open any door or safe at the cost of a ton of noise. The Maneki Neko is a distraction device that, when spotted, will attract a guard's attention, causing him to abandon his patrol to examine it. And the Sensor Destroyer will knock out laser sensors. Once everyone is unlocked, the team is made up of 6 characters. Bishop is the team's locksmith. As his skills unlock throughout the campaign, he can crack more difficult locks from doors to safes. If you don't take him on a heist, your characters can equip crowbars, blowtorches, and finally explosive charges. All of which make more noise than Bishop's skills. Most of Cleopatra's abilities are in her feet. She walks at about double the speed of any other character. She can walk unnoticed behind guards inside their detection zone. She is the only character capable of carrying 4 tools instead of the regular 3, and she can hide in floor hatches.
Okay, hon.
If you don't take her on a heist, your characters can equip Sneaky Souls for temporary close-range stealth, and Adrenaline for a brief speed boost. No one else will ever hide in the floors or carry 4 items. Rufus is the group's muscle. As indicated earlier, he can knock out normal guards and later armored guards. He can break down structurally weak walls, which takes time and makes noise.
What happened? happened here?
And he can flip heavy switches. If you don't take him on a heist, your characters can equip lubricant for the switches, stone acid for disintegrating weak walls, and chloroform to temporarily knock out guards. Lobkowitz is the electrician. He can rewire switch boxes, temporarily disable cameras, disable electrified floors, and eventually disable cameras permanently. If you don't take him on a heist, your characters can equip Tesla forks for rewiring, camera jammers, and rubber soles for traversing electrified floors. Rocket is the gymnast. She can climb through air vents and air ducts Bruce Willis style. She can traverse laser beams without detection. If you don't take her on a heist, your characters can equip sensor destroyers. You're out of luck on the vents and ducts. The Robomatic is a robot acquired in an early mission, has only one inventory slot, and can't do much more than flip switches and buttons. But it can pass in front of cameras and guards' vision cones undetected. It can also pass through laser sensors without setting them off, and traverse electrified floors without harm. But it can't do complex tasks like pick door locks or rewire terminals. While it can pick up and drop tools, it can't use one. So in that respect, it's just a portable locker. Still useful, and required in some missions. The third really cool feature of Crooks is its action queuing system, where Mimimi's games let you sync up simultaneous attacks for synchronized takedowns. Crooks lets you issue a chain of commands to each character so they can all be working simultaneously and independently. Say I want to get these three characters through this space. There's a guard, a locked door, a light sensor attached to an alarm, a strong box full of money, a security camera terminal, and an extra crowbar lying around. I'll direct Rufus to knock out the guard. Lobkowitz will follow him and disable the camera terminal here. Rocket will use her crowbar to bust open the door. That tool is now exhausted. Then she'll grab the crowbar lying on the other side of the door, acrobat through the laser sensors, break the strongbox with the second crowbar, and join Lobkowitz at the door. I'll have Rufus join the crew at the door when he's done with guard duty. And unpause. Then I'll have the team hide behind this truck as the heist continues. The game has 17 levels, each increasing in complexity and obstacles, and generous autosaves. Characters, tools, and skills unlock automatically as you progress. There's a free demo on Steam, so check it out if you're unsure. I will warn that the tutorial level kinda sucked. It was more frustrating than educational. You'll learn a lot more bumbling around the first real level as you become comfortable with the gameplay. It's a simple level. Mimimi's games may be the best we'll ever get of the stealth strategy genre. But if you've played them all, but missed Crooks, the Big Heist, then there's still one really good stealth strategy game to play before the genre drifts into gaming history. Thanks for watching. Check out my video on why Kena Bridge of Spirits might be better than God of War, or this video on how Assassin's Creed Odyssey's recruitment system could have been better.